Yesterday, we told you how the U.S. has sunk to the bottom of developed countries whose teens are successfully graduating from high school. The U.S. dropout rate is 7%. Not that many years ago, the Sioux City School District had a dropout rate nearly that high. But educators have made some big changes, and now the district's dropout rate is only 3%. Still, educators say they won't give up until the dropout rate is 0.
Some folks might think, well, you've raised your graduation rate, but you've done that maybe by lowering expectations for graduates. And actually, that's not the case. I'm proud to say that the school board began this process by raising the rigor, increasing the requirements for graduation in this district.
Educators with the Sioux City Community Schools are recognizing the need to curb dropout rates long before a student gets to his or her senior year of high school, while still ensuring the students receive a good education. Recognizing who is most at risk for dropping out is step number 1, and it usually starts during a student's freshman year or sooner. Step 2 is putting together individual plans to help those students who are at risk rather than taking a general approach with all students en masse as the district had done before.
2 years ago, we re-identified some of our counselors as at-risk counselors. I would say that was the first time that we were very, very intentional about recognizing individuals and identifying those students by name and grade and school and putting those support services in place.
The district now has counselors and teachers who work solely to help those students. Sometimes those teachers meet every other day. The principals of each school meet nearly every week, and the administrators are also tasked with checking on a student's progress. But it's not just the educators who are being held responsible for the outcome of the graduation rate. Students are checked on daily, sometimes each class period, to ensure they are staying on track. And the schools have also put parents on alert. Parents will receive multiple phone calls if their child is not attending school or not turning in their assignments. And as we told you yesterday when we introduced you to 3 North High School students, the schools are also adding more extracurricular activities to help increase student involvement. But it's a privilege, not a right, at these schools.
Well, most of the research shows that kids that are involved in school do better academically. And with the no pass, no play policy in there, the kids that are participating they're concerned about their grades, and the coaches are concerned about their grades.
Students must have a 90% attendance rate to attend school dances and sporting events. They must pass a breathalyzer to any school dance, and if they're red flagged, meaning their grades are dropping, they'll be pulled aside at the dance to talk to a teacher about their grades.
They have to be passing all their courses. They can't have over so many tardies to classes. And if they maintain those expectations that we set for them, I'm not going to say they have free reign, but they have a lot of freedom to do and be involved in school.
To help those teens who have become young parents, the district added a daycare at West High School for all students, teachers, and the community to use. That helps students with young children stay in high school. For students who are also working or who don't learn well the traditional way, the district uses technology to get them caught up at home.
It's not our job to say that we taught it and they may or may not have learned it. It's our job to say they've learned the material and we've found a way to help them learn that material.
Some students can use work experience to make up elective credits. And the district is partnering with Western Iowa Tech to offer more than a dozen classes in areas such as health science and electrical engineering, so students have an employable skill right out of high school. Many students even graduate high school with an associate's degree in college thanks to those classes. But even with all their efforts, educators sometimes feel they're facing an uphill battle. Gosman says he does plan to fight the law that allows students to drop out before they turn 18. In the meantime, until the next legislative session, the school district hopes to keep the kids in school through its various approaches and by creating a school environment where kids feel welcome and safe and have a reason to come back day after day. And according to those students, it's working.
You make friends really easily, and the teachers are so kind, and it's like they watch over you and make sure that you're doing great in school.
Now, all 3 high schools have the same policy, so that prevents students from jumping to different schools within the district to try and avoid the strict rules. But Larry, what I found really interesting is what's not happening at this school. Now, I have a high schooler in this school district, and he reiterated what these other teens told me. The one thing you're not really going to find there is bullying or school fights. It's almost non-existent, and that makes kids want to go to school.
Boy, that's hard to understand.
It's hard to believe.
Having come through the school system. One of the things I found interesting in your story is you can go to a school dance and get pulled aside just because of your grades?
That's right. First, you got to take a breathalyzer. You have to have a 90% attendance rate to even get to the dance. And once you're there, if your grades are low, teachers will come find you.
Well, things have changed.
That's right.
Thanks.